Do you ever sit down to work and think, where do I even start? Hours later, you've been busy all day, but somehow the most important things still aren't done. You're not alone. As entrepreneurs, we have the freedom to work however we want, but without structure, that freedom can quickly turn into chaos. That's why today I'm sharing one of my favorite productivity tools, the class schedule method. It's inspired by the way schools structure the day into class periods. And it's a simple but powerful way to keep you focused, on track, and making steady progress in any area of your business. Hello there. My name is LaShawn China Williams. I am a former educator turned entrepreneur. Now, today, we'll cover two topics. Number one is breaking your day into class periods, how to design a schedule that works for your business. And secondly, the bell rings, transitioning between tasks. This is how to move from one type of work to another without losing momentum. By the end, you'll have a repeatable system that you can use to bring order, focus, and energy into your work days. So you don't get you get more done without feeling scattered. Let's go ahead and jump in. Number one, breaking your day into class periods. As educators, we're used to being very structured in our work days. For me, each class period lasted about 50 minutes or so, and then it was time to move on to the next class. So, as entrepreneurs, we often lose that structure, but we can get it into our workday. And whenever we do, it's just kind of open space. And we'll think, well, I'll just tackle whatever comes up. But without a framework, we tend to drift. Might spend hours on email, tweaking our website, or creating content. And suddenly the day is over and the important stuff again still isn't done. That's why I love borrowing from the school day. If it has worked for hundreds and thousands of kids for decades, there's no reason it can't work for us as adults running our businesses. So let's talk about why this works. Number one, predictability. You know what's coming next, so you're not wasting mental energy deciding what to do next. Secondly, focus. You only work on one quote subject at a time, so your brain stays locked in. And thirdly, momentum. So even if the block wasn't perfect, you move on to the next and keep the day flowing. Now, this isn't about micromanaging your time or feeling rigid. It's really about giving yourself a simple, repeatable rhythm so you're not reinventing your day every single morning. Now, here's an example of how this realistically works in your business. The first thing is I would assign time blocks. Remember, you get to decide how much each quote subject gets. So maybe from 9 to 10, you work on marketing and outreach. From 10 to 11 is client work time. And then you take a break or have a little breakfast or some brunch. And then at 12 to 1, you have your administrative tasks. From 1 to 2, you're learning or doing some creative work. Now, the beauty is you focus only on that category during that block. No bouncing between tasks, just complete focus. You also want to keep it realistic. Don't overstuff your time blocks or classes. In school, you never had a 4-hour class, remember? So in this case, keep it digestible, 45 to 60 minutes each session. Personally, I like to break mine into 25-minute sessions, followed by a 5-minute break. But I encourage you to do whatever works best for you. Now, talk about some of the benefits. What are the benefits of the school bell schedule? Really, it allows you to make steady progress in all areas, not just the ones you like. You train your brain to stay on task without the constant switching. You avoid the guilt of feeling like you ignored a part of your business that day. And why does this even matter? Well, one of the biggest productivity traps is lingering too long in one type of work. You spend 3 hours perfecting a single graphic or rewriting a blog post. Meanwhile, your other priorities get zero attention. When you have a defined stop time, you force yourself to prioritize, meaning focusing on what actually matters in that block of time. You also avoid perfectionism. Remember, done is better than perfect. You also maintain your energy. Switching tasks helps refresh your brain. Now, here are a few tips on how you can make it work. I suggest setting a visual timer or an audio cue. What you want to do is set up a smartphone timer, a speaker reminder, or even a calendar alert. All right. So have a quick wrap up routine also. You want to jot down where you left off and what you're going to do next so you don't have to figure it out. All right. It's already there, saves you time. You also want to physically reset. This is why I like to set my 5 minute timer. I like to get up, I like to stretch, I like to grab some water. These things are actually signaling to my brain that I'm changing classes, so to speak. Just like in school, the bell doesn't mean that you'll never touch that subject again. It just means it's time to move on for now. When you trust the system, you'll see how much more balanced and productive your days become. Now, if you are in that place of being ready to bring that back to school energy into your business and put the class schedule method to work, I'd love for you to join my free community. Inside of that community, we have engaging conversations about what's really working in business, interviews with industry professionals who share their expertise, and we also have a growing library of practical resources that you can put to use right away. It's a place for entrepreneurs and educators turned business owners to connect. It allows you to learn, and we get to exchange ideas that move our businesses forward. The link to join the free community is in the description. I can't wait for you to be a part of the community. Until then, have a great day.